If you've ever told yourself, oh boy, all sugar na sugar, then let's sort it out the right way. Because many a times, people don't really care to differentiate between these two types of sugars, majorly the natural sugars, which comes from the fruits or honey and the likes, and the synthetic sugar, which comes from our factories. Are they the same? And does our body treat them the same way? This can be looked at and understood in many ways, but for the sake of this video, we'll be using two approaches majorly. Firstly, how does the body respond? And secondly, what comes with each type of sugar? Let's start with the natural form of sugar, which comes from natural sources. This majorly contains fructose. And this is where I need your attention. Fructose sounds like glucose, but they are definitely not the same. And some of the special attributes of fructose is that, one, it does not require insulin to move into your cells, unlike glucose. And secondly, it is majorly metabolized by the liver. Majorly metabolized into glucose to be released as the body needs energy, and the rest is stored for later use. Now, let's touch on the artificial sugars as well in this regard. The artificial sugars majorly contains sucrose, which is eventually broken down into glucose and fructose. We already know what happens to fructose, so we'll focus on the glucose, which, unlike fructose, goes straight into the blood. And I believe by now, we all know the consequence that can come with that. Secondly, it requires insulin to get into the cells, which invariably requires the activity of the pancreas to release insulin so that the body can regulate itself. So those are the first things about these two types of sugar. Now let's move on to what comes with each type. For the natural sugars, especially when eaten whole, they come with a lot of fibers, a lot of natural nutrients and vitamins and all sorts, which helps protect the liver. It helps improve the liver, even in cases of fatty liver. Now, on the other side, when it comes to artificial sugars, we won't say they are bad, but the reality is that they come with a lot of chemicals owing to the different procedures that precede their production, like bleaching. And if you're interested, you can definitely get more information with regards to the processing of sugar on the web. At the end of the day, it seems like, so what's the point? Everything eventually gets broken down into glucose, which requires insulin. But this is the catch. For natural sugars, they get metabolized by the liver, and the liver knows what the body needs and it releases it as per the body's request. But when it comes to synthetic sugars, it goes straight into your blood without any form of regulation. And the only regulation comes in form of insulin trying to take the glucose out of your blood into your cells. So based off this explanation, you will understand that over a long enough period of time, someone taking a lot of synthetic sugars has a lot of glucose eating their blood at first. The pancreas has to work every time glucose eats their blood, and every other system the body requires to regulate the blood. And on the other side, for someone who relies heavily on natural sugars, it goes first into the liver, which metabolizes it and releases it in a regulated fashion. So that will be all for today. I hope you learned something about how your body responds to natural sugar and artificial sugars. And in the next video, we will definitely be talking about some natural sugars you can explore. And don't forget to share with your friends and families so we can all stay healthy together.